Hi, this is High School Survival. We recently just had severe weather from the storms that went through the area last weekend. They also hit Joplin, Missouri. I think that was the name of it. And last time I heard, it was over 120 people killed there. But here in La Crosse, we had our first tornado since 1966. People here used to always think that tornadoes never hit where the three rivers meet, and they thought that we were protected from the bluffs, but we aren't, obviously. We've had tornadoes before, and we just had one now. Hit the south side of La Crosse, and it was pretty close to where we were. It was a little too close for comfort for me. Even though we're way up past the north side, it was still in the same area. Apparently they were just dropping down all around. So I'm going to show a couple of videos here of this thing. This is a battery storm station that I used during this. I've used it a couple times. I'm also going to show some shots of the storm. So I'll show the storm first. You can see that it really got dark out, and it's just pouring rain out there. We had hail, and the street light just went out. And that's pretty much, this is what it was like that for a number of hours. You can see we really had quite the storm there. And this is what spawned the tornado in South La Crosse. No one was hurt or killed or injured, but caused a couple $1 million in damage, they say. This is the beginning of the storm now, and you can see that right before it started it was getting really dark out. I was actually at a friend's house during this, and I'll get to that later. But you can see the sky is getting green, and the usual tornado and severe storm stuff is going on. You can see it just got really dark really fast. So I'll get to some more of specifically what happened. Alright, this is my it's a Black & Decker storm station. It has a radio, it has a 25-watt inverter, it has a built-in flashlight, built-in room light, it has built-in 12-volt plug on the radio has AM, FM, TV1, TV2, and it has a weather band, or it has a number of weather bands on it. Anyway, right during that part of the video earlier, when I showed outside how it was getting dark but it wasn't raining or anything yet, during that period of time I ran out to my car and grabbed this thing which was sitting out in there and brought in. It was fully charged and all set. I brought in, turned on the weather band, and there was nothing coming in. So I figure, alright, I'm probably not getting reception in the basement, so I go upstairs. I'm still not getting anything. Finally, I pick up a station from, I think it was Eau Claire, and it's saying that all of the La Crosse area ones are not working, and they're trying to get them on backup. And so that's when you know something's up, something's more wrong than usual once stations like that are actually out. There was a lot of lightning. I could really hear it on the speaker. And one of my friends charged up his iPod Touch on the 25-watt inverter, which is that right there. It's that black plug. And the speaker's right in the center there. This thing worked pretty well. We had to turn off all the electrical appliances because there was so much lightning. We were worried would short something out. And then there's just the 12-volt socket. It's a very small battery, and there's, I think, a 10 or 15 amp hour battery. Anyway, so there's the flashlight, and that charges up from the station. And then the area lights. It's actually pretty bright, and it lights up a decent-sized room. So we use this thing for light and our power, and we just sat down there. I think we actually played a game. And that has a switch on the side, and that's really nice because I can actually turn off the battery, cut off the battery from everything, so I have no phantom loads with that big red switch. It cuts off everything. It's just a kill switch. And so that keeps the battery from being discharged when it's in storage. It keeps me from having to recharge it as much. Then there's a reset button for both outlets, and then just a plug for the charger. And that's pretty much all this thing is. It works really, really well, and I've already used it a couple of times in our severe storms. I really like the weather radio on it. I use that a lot. I even sometimes listen to it when there's no severe weather, and just to get the weather, see what it's going to be, or what's supposed to be. But anyway, I think that this tornado on Sunday, it was really definitely a wake-up call. I mean, our newspaper over the past week has just been all tornadoes all the time, and because it's been such a shock, and from what I've read, some people are just completely blown away. I mean, when you think about it, it's been since 1966, and people who've grown up hearing that tornadoes don't hit this area ever have kind of had that comfort just shattered in front of their eyes. So I think it might actually come out as a good thing. I think more people might realize that these things can happen anytime, anywhere, and it might lead to a greater level of preparedness. I'm hoping that that kind of good comes from it. But I remember back in elementary school fighting with kids, or having arguments with kids, saying that, hey, tornadoes could happen here. And they'd say, no, tornadoes never hit the area. I remember arguing once about that. Turns out I was right. But anyway, so that's what's been going on up here. Everyone's alright. No one was ever hurt or anything. It never got up into our area. But I was definitely... It turned out that the preparedness paid off a little bit already this weekend, because I had this thing in the car, and it did make a big difference with the weather radio and stuff. But we were actually working on a school project, and we've just had bad luck with it. And this was just kind of the cherry on top, having a severe storm. So we were all there, and we just huddled in the basement. So that's pretty much my story. My thoughts and prayers are definitely with everyone else who has had it much, much worse than anyone in our area. The people of Joplin, Missouri, obviously. The people down south who are still recovering from the very first band of severe weather and tornadoes. And apparently up in Minneapolis they're having some troubles too, in the Twin Cities. So my thoughts and prayers are with all those people, and I hope everything improves soon. Thanks for watching. This was High School Survival.